right, folks, I think I have everything put together that I need. So I can just go ahead and start by making some machine frames, which you make with this recipe. So we just need 2 of these, right? Now we got those. So let's see. First, we want to make a furnace. This is a powered furnace, which I think is right over there. Redstone furnace, right? We're going to need redstone reception coils to be able to actually do any of this stuff. So let's go ahead and grab some redstone out of this box here. There we go. Redstone reception coils. No problem. We can easily do this. Got plenty of gold sitting around. I was pretty happy with my first mining trip overall. I kind of miss mining. Like, when you build the automated mining systems, you sort of forget, like, what it's like to have to go out there and mine. So, redstone furnace, check. And then we want a pulverizer, which is right here. So we need a piston for this, huh? Shouldn't be too hard, although we're going to need a different recipe than that. Am I missing... I should have enough wood. Oh, am I just missing cobble? Yeah, that would be a problem. Gotta have the cobble. So we go dump, bump, go. What am I missing? This is... I have redstone. I have... Is it just being derpy? So I have cobblestone. Is it just this recipe being derpy? I wonder why it's being such a pain in the butt. Oh well, I remember it by hand. So we go 1, 2, 1, 2. Cross there. A bit of iron, if I recall, is on the top, and then the redstone's in the back. There we go, piston. Can't imagine why NEI doesn't let me do that, but it kind of freaks me out when it does. I'm like, oh, how do I even craft? All right. Well, so these are pretty easy to set up. I think you've probably seen other Let's Players play that before. If you haven't, the gist of it is that we're going to put our ores into the pulverizer, and then they are going to spit out all the stuff that we need. Let's see, we can go like, they will spit things out into a powered furnace, like so. Now, the real question we have is how are we going to power these guys? Because we can basically set them up as a full automation. We'll put a chest there, and then that'll automatically cook things. But how do we power them? Well, I think probably the best way for us to do it is to try something I haven't tried before, and I'm kind of excited to try. So extra utilities. Nope, didn't quite type that right. It's extra util, right? Has all these really cool generators. I think this is going to be really cool. So what we need to do is we need a survivalist generator to start, which shouldn't be too hard, although we'll definitely want to make sure that we have a good supply of cobblestone. I've been compressing some cobblestone as I was mining, just so that I would have lots of it on hand and be able to carry it all around. Perfect. So let's go ahead and make this survivalist generator. I think we have everything on hand to make it. I tell you, like, NEI is not shift-clicking through. That's not good at all. That's really, really tedious. In the middle of a video, you got to admit that's tedious. But fortunately, I think we can maybe go like this. Maybe that's just, it's just being stubborn. There we go. So this survivalist generator is pretty neat because you can actually put it down and it'll make power. And it makes it fairly fast. This is a little bit of an earlier cut than I think some people are used to because this is a stable version, so there's kind of a long-term support. Let's pull out a wee bit of coal and toss that in here, and you'll see that it gradually begins to fill up at 5 RF a tick, which is not great. But it is nice that it tells you how long things will go for. And it tells you how strong the generator is. Also really useful. Let's go ahead and toss this back in. Another cool thing about this, you can break it, replace it, and it still has its power level. That's really cool. It will stop processing whatever it has, but it'll keep the power level, which is kind of what we want. This power, 5 RF a tick is really bad though. So let's see, what about the next one up? Like, how can we improve this? With you, we can see we can make a culinary generator or a pink generator, right? Looks like maybe we could make a furnace generator or a lava generator. It's a lot of gold, but there is a lot of lava down there. Let's go with the lava generator. It seems like a nice, relatively cheap thing. It is 9 iron and 5 gold, but I think we can manage it. I think we can manage it at this stage of the game. So let's go. We want a block of iron to start. And then we also need a furnace. And we need then to go like this with the gold. And the block of iron in the middle. Furnace at the bottom. Redstone on either side. So that should make us something that works off of lava. And if I plonk this down, you'll see that it actually has a tank. And I think I hope anyways, that I can just go ahead and bring some stuff down there. Shouldn't be too big a deal. Right, so let's go ahead and take this out back. Oh, one other thing we need before we can do that. We need some way to move the power. So let's go ahead and take a look at perhaps we should have some lead right here. We only need a little bit of it. Is it right here? Yeah. I think we have everything we need on hand for some leadstone conduit. We might even want an energy cell, but let's focus on that later and just make the leadstone conduit right there. Right. Plenty. Okay. So we just hop out back. Ooh, are you guys done? Well, not quite. Making a lot of combs, though. That's cool. Wintry drones are actually kind of nice. And don't worry, we'll fix this up a little bit later. It won't look the best, but it will look nice. Put those down. And let's go ahead and put this down, this survivalist generator, for just a moment. So you can see that if we start powering it up, it does connect, and now these guys will start accepting a little bit of power. It's just a trickle, though. What we really want to do, and we'll actually leave the survivalist generator there on hand, just to kind of block things up. What we really want to do is just totally fill up this guy. He needs 4 buckets of lava. Oh, looks like it's time to sleep. Sure thing. So I need to run downstairs in just a sec and grab some lava. Oh, come on. And we will, I guess I'll do that off, well, oh, I guess that was enough. You know, no, I shouldn't do it off camera, because what we should do is do this in a way that's a little bit more useful. How about a portable tank? There we go. So I think the first reinforced, a portable tank holds 8 buckets, and it's just some copper surrounded by glass. I think I actually had a spare copper on it. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So let's go ahead and surround a little bit of copper with glass. This would be perfect. There we go. So that's twice as much as our thing can hold. We could upgrade this to a hardened tank, but I don't have everything I need yet, and I actually sort of want this guy to be online before I worry about that. Right. So let's all I got to do is make a bucket and then head downstairs to the lava and fill that up. I'll get down there really fast, and then we'll worry about it. Okay, so I'll meet you guys downstairs. All right, folks, so I'm down here. I've cleared out a little bit of space to work, just a little bit more. So what we're going to do is toss this portable tank down, and then we are just going to start filling it up. Nothing too fancy. Although we will need one more thing to make this all work. But, you know, it's good, because now we're finally going to have everything. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Toss this in like so. And I think that's 8 buckets, yeah. So, but I realized that I came down here, and I don't actually have a way to pick up the thing here. It's kind of a pain in the butt. I think I can break it, but I also think that gets rid of the fluid. Let's just test, because there's a lot of lava down here. Oh, yeah, it totally destroys it. Oh, no. Yeah, you see, it empties it. So that's not exactly what we want. And I realized I came all the way down here like a nub. And didn't even bother to bring the thing you need to actually move the portable tanks and make them portable. So I'm going to do that. I have to run back up as soon as I fill this back up with, I guess I'm filling it up with lava. Maybe it's pizza. It looks kind of like pizza in this texture pack. Just a big, warm bucket of pizza. All right, sorry about that. To be honest, I got a little bit excited about my last episode, and like a nub, I just went ahead and recorded too much. That's sort of how it is on ChaosVille. I'm so excited to play here. There's so much to do. But anyway, so between episodes, actually a lot has happened, but I'm merging them together because I just poorly timed my last episode. So you've just seen me put together my power system as night falls. Let me tell you a little bit about it, and I'll tell you what I've been up to between episodes. First thing I've learned is that this cool power system, while very cool, it constantly drinks lava. It never stops. And when the internal battery and the external batteries are full, it just keeps drinking. That's not really any good for what we want. We want to be able to store lots of lava. So we're probably going to swap that out soon. It's cool. It's useful. I'll probably carry it around because it's actually really portable, easy to use, got power in it. It's a great thing to like take to the nether or something like that. The next thing was I got really tired of the snow out there ruining my farm. So I made another hexagon. a little lopsided hexagon, and I made an indoor little thing here. And we'll probably expand this out into the hill over that way. I found some pumpkins, so I laid those down, the pumpkin seeds off over that way. Right around here, which I could tell because they were orange before I gathered them all up. It's kind of cool, but like this map is so detailed, you can actually find all sorts of stuff. Like there are, you can see some hives, like right there, there's a forest hive or a flower, probably a forest hive, as I recall. You can see the taint over here gradually spreading towards my house, which is no good at all. Really, we're surrounded by taint. That's not fantastic. But yeah, so I got all my food worries sorted, and I've actually got a little bit of mandrake started, which is something we're going to need to start working on Mutandis. Let's go Mutandis. Mutandis here is the first step of witchery, a mod I really want to try, and all this stuff we should be able to get really fast, with the exception of maybe the cactus, but I even know where to go for that, and I even brought some with me, so we'll definitely be able to get through that. I also set up a dimensional anchor here, so that I could begin to chunk load this area and let my bees run for a long period of time. As you can see, there's an awful lot more flowers around here, flowers I love, because so many of these flowers have been developing as a result of the beehives, or rather the bee house. So that's great. Finally, I've been working on a mushroom farm, which is just not working very well. And I think that's going to be one of our first projects is I need mushroom soup. I'm not going to talk about why I need mushroom soup, but I need lots of it. And red mushrooms are just too obnoxiously rare. Like life is too short to run around looking for mushrooms. I tried to dig a pit here. I think I got to dig it out even more, but basically I just couldn't get the mushrooms to work. While I made a whole bunch of brown mushrooms, the red mushrooms just refused to grow in the vanilla mushroom farm that I know about. So yeah, well, that's obviously not great. We're going to have to work on that. I think maybe we can get started on that. But even before any of those things, probably what we should do is, well, let's see, can we make some paper? What I'd really like to do is do something I did do in my last series, but I think is super awesome. And I would like to go and grab some, well, I should... Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is not Peaceful, which I've been playing on with some friends recently. Been playing vanilla Peaceful, which may sound pointless to some people, but I think is pretty awesome. It can just be really, really nice to have a little bit of time, you know, just to build stuff in the vanilla style. I like to check out all of the next releases, see how redstone and stuff changes, you know. But what I need is some reeds. I probably should start growing them out here too. Probably it'd be easy to do. Look, hold on just a sec, folks, and I'm going to go grab some, right over there, some reeds. There we go. I need a little bit of paper. What I would like to do is build, well, you know, the Yogscast, the rest of them typically use a big board. I don't like that big board. It's space inefficient. I also just don't like that, well, it's great. I mean, it's fine. It's just not my style, right? You know, everybody's got their style. I would like to have my own style. And in this case, I've been running around, and I got a feather, and I got a little bit of ink, which is great. Because what I'd really like to do is something a little bit akin to this. Looks like I still can't do it that way. It's a little bit obnoxious, but I guess it's good for practice. Oh, wait. I need to make the pressure plate first. Pressure plate, somehow of a different wood. Now, one of the reasons I like this also is because I can carry it when I want to early on. There we go, clipboard. It also fits in a lot of various things. Like, well, for example, it fits in the... like the desks and things like that. Yeah, it's good. In fact, let's just do that right now. Let's take a look at what we need for a desk. I'm sure we just need a lot of wood and wood slabs. Let's make a desk. Spruce desk. We need a torch, which we have, and then another feather. These feathers, I gotta start farming these pretty fast because they just go quick. So it looks like that. So let's go ahead and there. One there, a torch here, and desk. I love these Bibliocraft desks. They're just great. They're just fantastic. Where to put it? You know what? We can break this, put it in the floor. That'll look actually pretty spiff because of the bordering there. Yeah, and then we can put this by the bed. I still haven't decided if I really like this layout. I need to figure out a place with more room. So probably very soon you're going to see me make more room. Now, some people will say, hey, Dave, this is the same build as last time. You know what? It's my freaking clipboard, okay? It's a desk and a clipboard. Relax. Besides, look at this. We're even going to call it something different. We're going to call it just straight up, well, not plans for winning this time because I don't think we're going to win. But maybe how about evil schemes and plots? Because, well, I'm not being very nice this time. Let me think. How about if we do these things? Yes. Yeah. I feel like these are some good goals to start out. We want some renewable power. We want some mushrooms. We want some dark magic. We need renewable power because if we're going to do stuff with the bees, as we started out here, we're definitely going to need power for a few different things. So I think that maybe that's an early goal, but I'd also love to get started on the basics of witchery, which I've just never done before and I'm really excited about, and the basics of, getting mushrooms involved. Let's go ahead and do the mushroom thing first because that'll take a little bit of time, and then we'll work outwards from there. Oh, and by the way, I got lots of metals. Don't even sweat it. I got so many metals. This is like a lot of metals. So I'm feeling pretty good there. That said, this system is not very power efficient, and I think we can do a lot better than this. I also have some other plans I'd like to do. So let me go ahead and grab some basic stuff, and we'll get started on solving our mushroom issue first. Well, if we're going to do any serious crafting, we probably want to get a little bit more serious about how we go about doing our crafting. I'm not quite sure we need full auto crafting yet, but it would definitely be nice to be able to do is not have to enter in tedious recipes over and over again. I'm not going to make you watch these things, but I certainly feel like I would, for one, would like to have a little bit of a respite from all this crafting, and especially given that this portable crafting table doesn't support any recipe things, it's just not cool at all. So let's see what we can do with this. A machinist workbench, which I think I really like. We need some tin, some copper, some tin, and a crafting table. No problem. We can easily make one of those. A few of those even. And let's just go like that. Crafting table. And there we go. Now, this is a little bit different from a lot of the other things in that we have to go ahead and make blueprints for it to be effective. But just for starters, we can go ahead and toss in all sorts of stuff here, and it will just keep it around. And then, when it's basically an inventory for crafting, which is really nice overall. And we're actually going to use it right off the bat to go ahead and set up a recipe like so. So this just go ahead and makes bronze dust, which is exactly what we're going to need to do a bunch of things. While that's going, I'm going to fire up this sucker and get it smelting for that 32 bronze. Oh, and I was pulverizing things, so let me just make sure to remember to set that. Right, so the machinist workbench is cool because if we have, let's see, do we have any lapis lying around? I didn't even bother to check. That's how crazy lazy I am. Well, I'll get some later. We can do some schematics. In the meantime, it's just nice to have a place to put things. So I think that's pretty cool. I don't think we can get schematics any other way but from lapis. Schematic. Yeah. Well, just blue dye. I could get some of that, but we'll hold off on that for now. It's just nice to have a project table with an inventory. Okay, so what we actually really want to work on here is making a moistener. Because if I want to solve a mushroom problem, what I need is mycelium to be able to plant mushrooms, even in daylight. Otherwise, I just have to constantly be tweaking the environment, and that's just not cool. It's not what I want. So I'm going to need some glass, some copper gears. Now, I think those work by making stone gears and yada yada. Oh my God, it's the worst. It's the worst. Okay, I will not make it too tedious for you. Marvel as I simply do all the crafting. Voila. Boom. So now I have a moistener. A moistener is a pretty interesting block. You can put it down. It's not the right location here. It's not dark enough. So let's go ahead and, let's see, do I have to use this to pick it up? Yeah, I can pick it up with that. Let's go ahead and put it down like in my mushroom farm. Yeah, that should be, let's just go ahead and put it right here for now. Let's also reclaim this one red mushroom that has been giving me such grief. Such a griefer mushroom you are. Look at you. Jeez. Griefer mushroom. Okay. Let's go ahead and just toss it right here where the mushroom farm would be. So now it should be dark enough, and I don't think it needs any power. No power required right now. So even though it has the power tab, it just doesn't seem to want it. Now, I think what we do is we put wheat in there, and it needs a supply of water. Fortunately, I'm carrying a wrench, and I have a tank a little bit full of water. What I really need to do is make an infinite supply of water soon. But we'll get to that in a little bit. It's not too hard. There's a bunch of ways we can do it. But all of them are a little bit beyond what I'd like to spend right now. Or at least they're just kind of beyond the project. So let's go ahead and toss this down. And put this in output mode. There we go. And I can just toss things in there. I'll probably figure out a nice way to get this handled in a little bit. But there you can see we have some water. And I think all we need now is some wheat. And what we want to do is, and some dirt, I think, too. I have some dirt. And I got some wheat. What I want to do is make a masala. So let's see if we can do that really fast. And there we go. I think gradually this will start to output mycelium. So yeah, that's the plan. If I look at the recipe here, it goes like this. Yeah, you see it outputs there. So basically, we're just going ahead and turning this junk around that we have, this excess wheat, and turning it slowly, oh, so slowly, into mycelium. So yeah, that will solve our mushroom problem in a little while. So let's go ahead and mark this one as in progress, right? Why don't we also do magic before the episode ends? Right, folks, what I think we'd like to do next with the magic is get started with witchery. I haven't seen much of this content before. I'm really excited to try it. So I've cooked up what I need for a witch's oven, which I have seen this model before. And boy, is that cool looking. It's kind of evil and weird. And it's a pretty normal oven, except that, of course, it can do a bunch of very strange things. Like, for example, let's go ahead and take, you know what, we don't really need this witchwood. I'm not really planning to do ours this go around. I think we can still smelt this stuff into charcoal. Maybe not. How about this stuff? Yeah, this easily goes into charcoal. So, no problem. What we're going to be doing is cooking up a bunch of this stuff into charcoal and trying to get, well, we'll see if it's charcoal. It is. Right. But if we were to put in regular spruce, we get an entirely different outcome. As you can see, this witch's oven does quite a few things, but it requires a lot of clay jars. Now, clay jars require soft clay jars, which require clay, which, interestingly enough, we can make if we start producing slag. And I have a feeling I'm going to need a lot of it. So probably slag is the next thing we're going to focus on making. That we could also do it with factorization, although it's not quite as reliable. And of course, there are a couple other little things we could do, like lacerate blocks of clay, you know, all sorts of things. But I think what I need to do out really quick while this is all cooking up, and boy, this is a slow oven, or am I just, no, this was just lagged out, is I need to go grab some clay, because as far as I know, I don't have a lot on hand. I cooked up all of it for the furnace. So, be right back once I have some clay. Right, folks, so as I'm getting ready, I realize I don't want to go down and get lapis right now. I'll go down and get a little bit, but I still want to quickly be able to craft things. So I'm going to use another mod that I don't often use called Super Crafting Frame. I think this is a pretty slick mod, though. What it does is it's actually really easy to craft, a Super Crafting Frame like so. And there's also a Super Item Frame variant, which is a little bit different. But the Super Crafting Frame is just sticks and a crafting table, right? Trivial. When we click on it, like with the right click, then we can put in a pattern. Now note that it's just a ghost, right? It's not actually the thing. So now it says, oh, Dave, this is how you craft. I've put in the recipe for this. If I hold shift right click again, I get to go back. But if I just right click, well, then I craft it. And it takes the 4 clay out of my inventory and gives me 4 soft clay jars, which is fantastic. Exactly what I want. I've already gone and done this to go ahead and put together 8 clay jars. But now I can just right click this as long as I have clay and boom, I'm in. So I may use a few of those in addition to this awesome machinist workbench, which I will use more of once I get out and around. And in fact, I'll probably have something to craft blueprints. I think that makes a lot of sense, huh? Yeah, I could craft blueprints. All right, so here we've got some more charcoal. Can toss this in. It's exactly what we want. We also want to get some clay jars in here. Now, normally, we wouldn't do this, but we're going to go ahead since we have so many spruce saplings, and we're going to burn some spruce saplings. Now, the point of this is to try and get hint of rebirth. We'll also get wood ash, which is useful for other stuff. You know, couple simple things. Like limestone and other stuff in witchery, including mutandis, which is the goal of this little exercise. And we've already got almost enough to make some mutandis. So let's just wait a second while it finishes cooking up. And done. All right, I confess I had to run out and grab a few things. Particularly, I thought I had eggs and I didn't. So I had to run out and grab eggs. So what I did really fast was I managed to coerce 2 chickens into living in a hopper in the worst conditions imaginable so that they can produce eggs for me very slowly. We'll work on fixing that situation later. But I think I have the hint of rebirth I need for mutandis now. So let's go ahead and take a look at mutandis. This should be good. Well, I'm excited about this. I'll need a little bit of bone meal as well. Why don't I toss that in here to get the most out of my bone? Perfect. Toss this in here. Mutandis. Mutandis. Oh, yeah, look at that. I can make 8. Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and toss this in here, toss that in there, get the wood ash in there, and then I just need a little bit of cactus green. I think I have some of that cooked up and waiting. I do. Perfect. We're going to be able to make all sorts of interesting things. And finally, the elusive egg. Okay. So this Mutandis works by turning plants into other plants. Oh, look. Already, Spanish moss. We'll break it. Oh, no. I have to use clippers, huh? Don't have a ton of this stuff. I have to be careful. But here we are. We're doing magic. Check it out. Yeah. Magic I've never done before, which is the best kind, in my opinion. Do I have any? I don't. That's easy enough to make. Just go like this. Clippers. All right, let's make sure we're ready for this. Lily pad. That's kind of a funny place for lily pad. Rowan sapling. Oh, snap. Okay, well, that's definitely something we're going to have to let grow because we won't be able to get more saplings out of that. Eat your heart out, Shin. I got a new tree. Let's go over here and try this. Spanish moss. Flintweed? What the heck is that? I don't even know. I don't know if I can harvest these things or it's a dead bush. Not worth it. Spruce sapling. Spanish moss. Aha, I found you. There we go. Spanish moss. And we'll be able to grow it. Folks, with that, I think that we're probably in a place where we can stop for this episode. It's probably going to run a little long as it is, but, you know, I want to get it done. So we definitely did some magic, although we'll have more to come. And I think as I sign off and encourage you to leave a like, a subscribe, or even better, a comment telling me things, we'll discover that, yes, our mycelium is available, and we've got this decaying wheat, too. Oh, this is cool. Definitely going to make my life easier. Yeah, folks, if you like what you see, please continue to like, subscribe, listen in, talk to me more than anything else. That's what I love. I definitely want to talk to people and find out all sorts of fun things about what you're doing and what you think I should be doing. What you think I should be doing is a big deal to me. King Slime, I will come for you. But after I do my bone meal thing. Folks, I hope you'll join me next time. I've had a lot of fun, and and I've made a mushroom.